Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody, how's it hopping? This is the Hop Master coming at you. We're going to be doing a nice little brew day today, a nice New England style IPA based off a recipe that I brewed about 5 or 6 months ago. So we're going to step it up a little bit, just getting ready to start the strike water for the mash. Right now it's the empty pot. I'll be adding actually it's going to be a no sparge all grain session, so I will not be sparging. The water is just getting directly boiled and then put into the mash tun. To cut back on some time, I'll be using bottled spring water. They say use distilled water because it's a little bit better than the spring water, but my whole thing is just not to use tap water because of the chlorine and lead and anything else in there that could throw off the beer. So we're going to go ahead and use the spring water. I haven't had any problems with it ever, so second best option, I guess. Alright, so now the strike water has been added to the kettle, which will later be boiling the beer in. My strike temperature, I'm going for 165 because I want the temperature of the mash to be 155. So basic rule of thumb is you go 10-15 over. So while this water boils, start setting up everything else. See what temperature we're at now. Sorry about the lighting, guys. Oh yeah, we got a while to go. Alright, so while that boils, I'm gonna go set up and then we'll come back. Alright, so I just started prepping the mash tun and getting it set up while the strike water is heating up outside. It is balls cold out here. Alright, so basically I'm going to be using the false bottom as should, which will be going in here like this. This is over here, and then we connect the tubing. Will be connected to these two parts right here. This ensures that there's no stuck sparge. I had that last time and it totally screwed me up, and then weeks down the road my beer oxygenated, so it was good for about 3 weeks and then it just totally went cardboard. So yeah, that's what we got going on right now. So I'm gonna fasten these and then we'll check back with the strike water. So this is the grains that we'll be using for today's New England IPA. It's roughly 10 pounds of 2-row malt. And then we're gonna just be doing 2 pounds of flaked oats to give it that nice creamy mouthfeel and also get a good haze going. All right, this is the Hop Master. Right now we're running the strike water into the mash tun. I got my boy Beer Queef here. We're filming each other at the same time. Outstanding. Once this fills up, we're gonna add the grains. I've already got the oats open, ready to go, and I'll have the other grains ready to go.
Good.
All right, guys. So now we're adding the grains, and now we have a mash going here. So I'm just stirring the grains to make sure nothing clumps up, and then we're gonna let this sit for about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit less. 4 and 4. That's 2 ounce Galaxy. bitter is, we'll do 1 ounce of Summit. Two ounces of, we'll do 1 ounce of Citra first. 1 ounce of Citra. 1 ounce of Simcoe. Yo, this is gonna be hop crazy. I hope this batch doesn't get infected. And 2 ounces of Galaxy. And that's all at flame out. That's in the whirlpool. So we'll do that. Start it on. What the hell is this? This fucking beer queef guy, I swear. When I find this guy. Beer queef! Hey everyone. Now it's time for the Wolof. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. I'm not German. Here's the mash. This grain's been in here for well over 1.5 hours just because me and Beer Queef have been busy drinking. Look at that. Actually shouldn't be doing that. Disturbs the grain bed too much, but basically what we're gonna do now is I'm going to open the valve and we're gonna drain, and I'm gonna look to see if there's sediment in here. If there's sediment in here, I'm gonna pour it back in on the walls of the mash tun until this pours out clear. Then we'll be ready to transfer it to the brew kettle for the boil, and then we'll add the hops and we'll be rocking and rolling. I can already see a bunch of sediment. It's gonna take probably maybe 5 or 6 tries, maybe a little more. We'll pour it nice and slow to be gentle, to reduce any oxygenation or anything else that can happen later on down the road. Here, you can get a close-up of that. You see you got a lot of floating sediment in there. You want that to be clear, as in you don't see anything floating. It's gonna be murky, and that's normal, but you wanna get the floaters out of there. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna, nice and gentle, because you don't wanna disturb the grain bed that's already forming underneath all this liquid. So we'll go nice and easy. And you know, we'll do this quite a few times. We'll just open the valve, and when I think it's clear enough and there's little to nothing in there, I'll hook up the tube and we'll drain it. We'll put it on the burner. See, I can already see the difference now. Slowly starting to get a little bit cleaner here. Get a shot of that. See the difference? It's getting cleaner with every one. That's actually pretty good for a second one.
It smells phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Dude, there's like no smell like this on earth. It's awesome.
So the grain itself almost acts as like a filter, because you were talking about the grain bed.
Right. Everything in the middle is kind of formed. So I dump it around the sides, because if I dump it straight down the middle, it's going to make everything spread out and float, and it's going to stir everything down here, and then more grain is just going to pour out. So do that nice and low. See where we're at here. Still got a few more tries to go, but basically we're just gonna keep doing this, and you know, we're gonna cut this part off because I'm not gonna bore you guys with a couple minutes of this, but when we cut back on, we'll be to the next phase. So see you guys in a few minutes. All right, so now we're draining the mash tun into the brew kettle. I'm satisfied with the amount of clarity I got from all the runoff, which is basically what Vorlauf means in German. It's like the runoff. So when this bad boy fills up, we're gonna hop it onto the brew kettle, light it up to the boil, and then we'll start hopping. Get it? Hopping. We're gonna start hopping in the kettle, and that'll be for about an hour. And then we'll also be flame out with a bunch of different hops. We got a killer lineup of hops. Beer Queef, I had to stop him. He tried to run away with all my hops. So we'll get in more into that and what I have, but it's gonna be a killer hop profile. So we'll see you guys in another few minutes. Yeah, this looks good. Smell it. It smells so good, bro. I love this. And dude,
Where's the hop master at? Have you seen him?
all right. So now the brew kettle is on the flame, waiting for it to boil, so I can do the hop addition. This is my crappy handwriting, just keeping track of what I'm gonna add, when I'm gonna add everything. You can see it's a killer lineup. I'm too lazy to rip the price tags off. I don't care. By the way, this beer is an amazing beer. Yeah, this is the Hop Master. We're back now. I got Beer Queef. We're hopping it. What are you putting in there anyway? What are we hopping with?
Got a little Summit hop pellets.
Nice.
I just tried one. They're disgusting by themselves.
He was mad because I didn't open the
Hot
Galaxy
mess.
and let him try the Galaxy.
I want to try the Galaxy.
What are you smoking there? High quality. Here we go, starting the boil. look at all the hop stuff on the top already.
Oh my god, I'm never doing that again.
Smell it now, bro. Oh, delicious.
Oh, it starts smelling like hops already.
Yeah.
So that's
We
the only one you put in right now?
Yeah. We're not. Nothing
Cover
else is. We're actually gonna have to stir it and let a little air come out. Otherwise, we'll get a boil over. I mean, anyone knows that once you add hops and you don't stir them things, forget about it. So we're gonna start stirring in a minute, but we just started the boil, and at flame out we're gonna add all the good hops. And I might just let Beer Queef try some raw Galaxy hops. Since I got them back, because he stole them. It only took me about an hour to find them in the middle of the woods. I don't ask questions. I don't. Beer Queef, what are you doing?
Yeah, so this is the spent grain. If you guys want to see what it looks like after the mass is finished. And it actually, I didn't know, the hot master told me you could actually eat this stuff.
Actually, I was hungry. I did eat some of it.
You could actually eat it, so. It's not the best tasting thing in the world, but
Well, I mean, duh.
if there was an apocalypse,
We just
and-
took most of the sugar out of it.
But it just tastes like raw oatmeal. Honestly, I think if you put some cinnamon and stuff in there, maybe a little some raisins,
some peanut butter. Chef it up, some peanut butter.
it might look pretty good. Get a close up of that. Beer Queef out. Shitter's full.
You're a moron. But I guess help is better than no help. You get to clean all this next too. I know you're very excited about it.
Beer Queef, 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 Beer Queef.
All right, so now we're at the flame out. So we're just gonna shut the gas down. I got the Beer Queef. He's gonna be adding the Whirlpool hop additions. Oh yeah, the Galaxy.
You don't have the light on.
Citra. It's all right. The Simcoe. I got the lantern. We can see it all. Let's nice and carefully dump that in there as neat as possible, because now the boil is over. So this is the delicate stages of the process. You don't have to do all that, just dump it in.
Dump it?
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite. Galaxy. The Galaxy. Is that supposed to be powdery?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, man.
Sweet. Cover this.
You don't have to stir it?
No, we're good for now. Just let it mellow out. It's gonna all soak right in. Not worried about that. Oh, it smells really good. All right, so we'll get to the next stage shortly. All right, so now we're cooling the wort down. As you can see, the temperature is currently about 190, 185. Basically have the garden hose running through, going up in here with cool water.
Beer Queef!
And going back down with the hot water, cooling it down. Have the immersion chiller right here going through the wort. Was sanitized via 15-20 minutes in the boil. They have the clamps on here tight, keeping the water from going into the wort. And we are almost ready to pitch the yeast. But while this is happening, me and Beer Queef are gonna crack another beer. Actually, we're gonna do a quick BS review. Beer Queef is gonna do it for me since I'm filming. So grab my glass and grab the can that we're gonna be cracking. Yes, the Beer Queef. Get your intro in.
Beer Queef! Coming at ya!
What are we trying here? By the way,
What are you trying?
this beer was horrible.
Horrible. Garbage.
Oh, he's throwing the cans.
Typical
I
hot
love it.
master can throw.
Yes, but I'm gonna drink it anyway. So I picked this up locally, and my baby and beer had it and loved it, so we're gonna give it a try. I feel like I'm on The Price is Right right now.
Beer Queef!
So all right, it's the Hot Master, and we're back. I got Beer Queef on the camera. Say what's up.
What up?
So we transferred.
Beer Queef.
We transferred from the brew kettle into the 6-gallon fermenter. Before I do this, if you want to get a shot of all the leftovers inside the brew kettle, all the hop leftovers and stuff.
Sediment.
Yes, the sediment. Everyone does this part differently. Me, on the forums, I've learned to like to use vodka in my airlock for sanitizer, more than just straight pouring a random chemical in there that can potentially just keep dripping into the beer. I'm gonna use a little vodka. It hasn't steered me wrong yet. We'll fill it up right about here. This will keep, flies or fruit flies or anything got in here. They float in here. I can empty it out. Keeps anything bad from going through the beer. The air comes out these holes right here. Tomorrow, I'll try to shoot a video. The yeast is in here. It'll be active. It'll be actively eating all the sugars that we got today, and that'll make the airlock bubble up, and you'll see a lot of activity. That'll probably take a little less than 24 hours. I should see some activity in this tomorrow. We'll get a shot for it tomorrow when it happens. So here's a hydrometer reading really quick. Excuse me. It's coming up. You can't see it because I ended up catching most of the sediment in there.
Queef!
It's 1.056. So when I get the ending gravity, you'll figure out the ABV.